welcome to episode 51 of the Graceful Tangle podcast. I'm Amy Kate, a young but passionate knitter and crocheter. You can find all of the links in the description box below to the places where you can find me on social media, so be sure to check those out if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell right next to it so that you don't miss out on any future videos. I am so excited to be back with you guys today talking about a whole bunch of awesome projects. Now, before I hop into the podcast, let me just kind of preface this video with addressing the elephant in the room, and that is the different location. So if you are new to my channel, I am a college student still living at home as of the present time, and I have done lots of rearranging in my room to kind of make it into a little bit more of an office space rather than an actual bedroom. So my birthday was May 1st this past Saturday, and I was actually gifted a loft bed, which is absolutely amazing. I did a whole bunch of research to kind of figure out what would work best, and that is what we landed on. So I have a lot more room, which is absolutely amazing, but I'm still in the process of kind of rearranging and just figuring out a new filming setup and all of the fun things that go along with running this little business and also rearranging a room. So I'm in a different location today. Just by coincidence, this is the yarn shelf that you have seen the most of because it is the one that I used to always film in or right by. But then of course this one back here you have seen very little of because I never filmed close to it. And then there's another one off camera as well. So I'm still trying to figure out the best situation. As a whole, I don't actually think I'll be in front of yarn to film because I like a less busy background so that you can really focus on, what I'm showing or talking about versus the, distractions behind me. And I have a spot that would be perfect for that, but there's currently a bed that is apart and an old desk and a nightstand in that spot, so I can't move those quite yet. So anyway, all of that to say, the lighting is not at its peak in this video or in this episode, but know that it will be probably changing again, and it'll only get better from here. I can promise you that. I'm so excited. One big thing also, I am definitely going to be doing an updated yarn room tour here very soon because I cannot wait to show you guys what this space looks like now. I've kind of hinted at it throughout the past month and talked about it in Veda vlogs and all of those things. And it's finally happened, and I'm so grateful and so excited. So I wanted to preface this video with that, just because, again, I know that the lighting is not 100%, and I apologize for that. Trust me, this is the best angle I could get. I tried to make it like that is obviously my door. I was trying not to get right in front of my door. But I have a window right behind the camera, and it was really hard to angle it in such a way that the lighting was a little bit desirable. So, with all that out of the way, I have so many things to talk about today, and I'm so stinking excited about every single project. And I just have some other things to talk about too. It's going to be a good episode, so I'm so happy that you're here. Let's go ahead and talk about some things that I'm working on. Okay, so I am in full design mode. I have so many ideas. I feel like I have so little time to do them all, but I am putting that to the test because I just need the ideas out of my head and onto paper, onto Google Docs where I write my patterns, or in yarn form. They just need to come out of my brain. So I am just running with it. I am, designing whenever I can, having so much fun with it. So because of that, I actually only have one work in progress to show you that isn't one of my own designs. I don't have any finished objects that aren't my own designs either. I have, again, design talk is going to be the majority of this podcast. But seriously, I can't wait to talk about them all. So, but I do want to share my one work in progress, and that is in this bag. So this is my little birthday cast on that I did yesterday. I should say I'm filming this on Sunday, May 2nd. It won't be up until May 4th. But at this point, my birthday was yesterday, so that's why that sentence makes sense. But But anyway, so I did a little birthday cast on. I wanted to cast on my May socks for the month on the first of the month and just kind of make the theme, you know, what I love. I mean, I firmly believe that you should never make something that you don't love or enjoy, but I don't know, sometimes I choose like a green yarn for St. Patrick's Day that I usually wouldn't go toward, but that I really like and that reminded me of that month. But for this specific month, I wanted to do something unique and different, and I'm already having so much fun with this project. So, this is a bag that I made a while back. I am obsessed with all things floral. I love it. So this is one of my absolute favorite bags. There's so many bags out there that I absolutely love, but this is one that I made myself, and I really like it. I've used it a whole bunch of times already. But I am working on the Vanilla Birthday socks, which I know, it's silly, it's ridiculous, I realize that, but I couldn't help myself. I wanted to do something unique, like I said, so I chose to do an ankle sock instead of a full leg sock. I also didn't want to add too much to my plate because, again, I'm working on many things right now. And I thought ankle socks would be a really fun way. They'd be a little bit quicker, but they would also be something that I haven't made a whole bunch of. And I'm super excited. So these are actually like true ankle socks. I have knit some in the past that still have like the cuff and then a little bit of the leg. The best example of that is the Sporty Shorty socks by Claire of Perfectly Knotted. I've talked about her and that sock pattern so many times. I'm completely obsessed with what she does and that pattern itself. And she actually has a brand new YouTube channel, so I'm going to link it down below. Please go check it out if you haven't already. I'm so excited for her. We messaged back and forth quite a bit, just about YouTube as a whole and having a channel, and I'm so excited that she finally has one up and going. So, really excited for her to keep adding videos to that. But, anyway, this pattern is by Christy of Yarn Cafe Creations. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce her last name, so I don't want to butcher it, but her first name is Christy. You probably know her. She's awesome. She has a podcast. I don't think they filmed an episode in a while, but I could also be mistaken. I'm behind in so many things right now. But they have a podcast that she does with her daughter, Tristan, who actually owns a yarn company as well, Dragonhorn Yarn. So, super cool. She's designed so many patterns. This is actually a free pattern in her Ravelry shop, so check it out if you're interested. But again, this is the Vanilla Birthday Cake sock pattern. Now, you cannot see the texture very well at all. One, because this is a black and white picture, but also just with the yarn used as a whole, it can be a little bit hard to tell. So, I apologize for that, but it can't really be helped. Anyway, so this pattern, if you like to knit socks on DPNs, I would highly recommend this pattern. Or even if you are a beginner who wants to knit socks on DPNs and, you know, wants to knit an ankle sock, I would recommend this pattern because it is definitely written for DPNs. And that personally makes it just a little bit confusing for a different method such as magic loop like I'm doing. But, you know, that's totally me, not the pattern. Like, the pattern is specifically written for DPNs. She says that it's a beautiful pattern. So I would just keep that in mind if you are wanting to cast these on. But anyway, so I am knitting them. Like I said, I started them yesterday and I actually got, I lost stitches. That's what I did. Wow. I got past the heel, so I am now working on the gusset decreases. It is really weird to show right now because it's just so small. They're cuffed down and they're little tiny ankle socks. So, and like my feet are small anyway, I'm knitting the smallest size. Like, it's just a little bit ridiculous, but I'm having so much fun with this pattern. So here is what it looks like so far. Like I said, I know you can't really see the texture, but I will be able to show you better once I have a little bit more work done. So stay tuned for next week because I'm sure I'll be able to show you more accurately then. But I did do the slip stitch heel flopping gusset yesterday, and I've started the gusset. And then here is my heel turn as well. So I did a good bit yesterday. Didn't get them started until like evening time, just because I didn't have much time to knit yesterday. But really enjoying them. So the yarn that I am using, I talked about this in my last beta vlog, April 30th. I highly recommend checking those vlogs out if you haven't already watched them. But I talked about this yarn in that last episode. And I am so excited to be using it. I actually used it as my birthday cast on yarn for my 18th birthday last year. And the project just didn't turn out exactly how I had hoped. So I decided to repurpose the yarn instead of just, leaving it there when I wasn't going to use that finished object. And now I'm knitting a pair of socks with it. So my plan is actually to knit this entire pair of socks. And because they're ankle socks, they are not going to take much yarn at all. Like, I'm honestly really excited to see how much yarn they do take, because it's not going to be much. I mean, like I said, my feet are very small to begin with. And these are going to whip up in no time. But I am excited because that means I'm going to have a good bit of this yarn left over. So I think one other thing that I want to make with it is a headband. Or something like that. I just think it would be so cute. Maybe even one of these, like hair ties as well. This is the May scarf, which is a pattern by Stitchberry blog. Let me see if I can take it out of my hair so that I can show you. It's basically just a little like crocheted scarf. You could use it as a tassel on a backpack. That's one thing that she did for the photo shoot. But then you could also use it as like a headband, tied around your head like this, which I have done before. But my favorite way is to do like the half up hairstyle and just tie it around the ponytail holder to hide it. But yeah, so I thought I might make one of these with leftover yarn. I don't know. I'm just gonna have fun with it. The yarn has some of my favorite colors in it, and I've been obsessed with it ever since I first got it. And so I am really excited to finally be using it to its full potential in this project. So here is my progress. Again, really having fun with these. I know you can't see it super well because it's just so small, but I am hoping to have this first one done this week so that I can talk about it a little bit more in the next episode. So that is that project. The yarn, let me quickly mention, because I did find the ball band. I'm so proud of myself. It is Madeline Tosh Twist Light, which is 75% merino wool, 25% nylon, 420 yards per 100 grams, I believe. It doesn't actually say the amount of grams, but I'm sure it's 100. Anyway, and this is the colorway Faint. So here is the label. Again, apologies for the glare. But yeah, we're doing the best we can in this episode. So that is that project. Let me just put everything back up the way that it's supposed to be before I lose track of more things in my life. Big life update coming at you later on in the episode. Anyway, so that is the only work in progress that I have that is featuring another designer. So now let's talk about some designs, because I'm completely obsessed and addicted to all of these projects, and I've been waiting to talk about them with you guys all week. So let's hop into it. Okay, so like I said, I have so many designs to talk about. I did also wanted to mention that I am drinking some iced coffee today. I got a couple questions about how I drink or how I make iced coffee. I mentioned it in one of the beta vlogs, but I thought I would just quickly say it here as well, because I think the person was asking because I showed it on the podcast. Not entirely. I don't really remember, but basically, my favorite way to have iced coffee is to make coffee regular, however you would traditionally make your coffee, ahead of time, and let it get completely cold in the fridge, and then I add a little bit of milk. You could also do, cream or half and half, or almond milk, whatever suits your fancy, but I just do, like a couple tablespoons of milk, and that is it. I do not enjoy sweet coffee as much, so I don't do any sweetener or anything like that, but you could easily add, honey, maple syrup, sugar, no calorie sweetener, whatever you prefer. But yeah, so that is how I drink my iced coffee. I have gotten to where I prefer cold coffee over hot coffee, actually, especially during the summer months. But that being said, if I'm cold already, I won't drink cold coffee. So, I would eat ice cream if I was cold, mind you. but I'm not going to drink cold coffee if I'm cold, or any cold beverage, really, for that matter. But anyway, so that is what I am drinking, and it is so, so good. I'm going to try not to make a super loud sound on the table. Anyway, so good. Caffeine, y'all. Peps you right up. Yeah, anyway, I have not gotten much sleep the past few days, so coffee has been the highlight of every day lately. Anyway, so for designs, let's just get into it. So, first off, this is my collab that I am doing with Koi Fish Fibers. Super excited about this project, and it has grown quite a bit. So, here is what I am making. So I am doing a 3-color faded shawl. I'm using the C2C or corner-to-corner technique. I'm obsessed with this project. It is absolutely gorgeous. I am in love with it. I am obsessed. What else can I say? I'm so happy that I finally figured out, how to achieve the look that I wanted to achieve, because I've known from the get-go, ever since I first started this collab with her and, chose yarn and things like that. But it took me a long time to get it to where I wanted it to be. It just does sometimes, and that's totally okay, but I'm so happy that I finally did it. And like I said, I love it so, so much. So much. So here is what it looks like so far. I think the lighting is better further back, so I'm going to show it here today. But yeah, so here's what it looks like. It's going to be a triangle shawl worked from the bottom up. And this is the first color. So this is her caramel popcorn color, I believe. I don't have the label with me, but I actually thought I did have it, but I guess not. Anyway, this is her caramel popcorn color. It is just a super beautiful white base with yellow and lavender and gray and orange speckles. It is just absolutely beautiful, and I love it so much. I honestly really, really want like a full pair of socks in this colorway, like so badly. We're gonna have to see. I'm interested to see, like, I'm not gonna use every single bit of the 3 skeins because I don't like writing patterns that you have to have such a specific number of yardage for, because I don't want to risk, an unwanted game of yarn chicken upon anybody, because it's not a fun game to play. But at the same time, I don't want to have like a crazy amount of yarn left over to where you don't know what to do with it and it goes to waste or something like that. So definitely a balancing act. But I'm hoping that if I do have some yarn left over, I'm going to knit a pair of like scrappy socks with these 3 skeins. And I think I'm going to have enough to do like a pair of ankle socks, because those aren't going to take much yarn. But anyway, so here is the shawl so far. I am almost done with the first section. I only have a few more rows to go, but they are getting long pretty fast. And then I will do the fade sequence. And then the color that I'm going to be fading into first is Cenorian Sunrise, which looks like this. And then after that, I'm going to be going into Cenorian Sunset. So it is going to be so beautiful, so unique. I cannot wait to have it completely done and show you guys in all its beautiful glory. The yarn is incredible. I cannot recommend it more. But yeah, so that is that project. I'm using a 4mm hook for that. If you're curious, I just threw it on the floor. I really, really like the gauge that I'm able to achieve with a 4mm hook and fingering weight yarn. I really, really like it. Fingering weight yarn can be a little bit tricky to crochet with, because if you choose too small of a hook, your gauge could be beautiful, but it could also be pretty tight. And then if it's too big of a hook, you might like the gauge, but it can be very hard to actually crochet with, because your hook is so big and the yarn is so small. But I feel like this is a really good balance. So I'm just having a lot of fun with this project. Not to mention the fact that it is completely mindless. I barely even have to think about it. The only reason that I have to think about it is I'm throwing everything everywhere. The only reason I have to think about it is because I'm designing the thing. So anyway, super excited about this. This pattern will be releasing later this month, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. It's going to be amazing. So that is that project. I'm not really going in any order. I mean, I have a couple of design finished objects to show that, in a perfect world I would have showed those first, but oh well, we're not perfect. Newsflash. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to show, I will go ahead and show you a finished object. So these are my carousel socks. This pattern is releasing when you're seeing this video tomorrow, Wednesday, we're not in April, we're in May. Wednesday, May 5th is when this pattern is releasing, and I cannot wait. I am so excited. This is my second sample. Testers have wrapped up. I just have the last finishing touches to do, and then it will be all ready to go. So here is my finished pair. These have not been properly blocked quite yet, so that's why they are just a teensy bit funny looking, but here is what they look like. I love them so much. I used Knit Picks Stroll Tonal in the colorway Eucalyptus for this pair. I did want to briefly mention that this is the first sock that I originally did for this design. I knit these for my sister. They're going to be a little bit big for these blockers because her feet are bigger than mine. But this is self-striping yarn from Knit Picks. So it's Felici in the Carrot Cake colorway, and then Stroll in, I believe, Ash is this gray. Not 100% sure about that, but I think that's right. And yeah, so you can use self-striping yarn, one color. I had a couple of testers who did like a tonal, like I did for this sock, and then did contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs like for this sock. So super fun, and I am just super excited to release this pattern to you guys. So I honestly can't wait to knit another pair of these socks. I am kind of proud of this pattern just because it's one that I know even as the designer I'm going to be referring back to and making another pair, and I think that says a lot. You know, one thing that a lot of designers I think can relate to is once you design something, so much work and effort and time and sometimes even frustration and stress goes into creating and designing and releasing that pattern that sometimes you want to, of course, always remember it and always have fun with it, but you probably don't want to knit a second sample most of the time, at least in my case. Now, that's not to say that I never will. Like, I've revisited a lot of my first patterns and, you know, updated them and made another sample and things like that. But I'm proud of this pattern because it's one that I know I'm going to want to knit again, regardless of the person that designed it. You know, so I'm really excited. I can't wait to release them to you guys, and I think you're going to love the pattern. So stay tuned for that for sure. So that is the carousel socks, and not to mention, name just reminds me of my sister, and that's really special too. So that is that project. The next thing, this is actually also a finished object. I have a few to show today, guys. I have been just having so much fun with designs lately. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about are these chapstick holders. So this is one of my all-time favorite designs I've ever done. All-time favorite things I have ever made. Despite the simplicity and the size, I love them so much. They're just so useful. So these are just super simple crocheted chapstick holders. If it's a standard tube, you know, of chapstick. This is actually like a Burt's Bees brand, but the chapstick brand works. You know, most brands work. I have a brand new tutorial on my channel for how to crochet your very own chapstick holder. And then you can also find the pattern for free on my blog down below, or in my Etsy and Ravelry shops as well. So I'm just obsessed with these little guys. I wanted to make a few more. My mom was in need of a new one. I need one because I have my own keys now, which I can't believe I don't have a chapstick holder on them already, but I don't know. It's just a really special project. So really love these. Be sure to check that tutorial out if you haven't already. If you want to make them, literally they take less than 10 minutes. Like, they're just the perfect little last minute handmade gift. And I use Knit Picks Stitchy for all of these. So this is Blush. And then this one is one of their twist colors. So, really love them. Like I said, my mom is going to be getting a new one here in just a little bit. I think I'm going to give her this one. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll have to see. Alrighty, and then next up, the other finished object that I have is the blanket. So this is the Riverside Throw. I have a stick in this bin. I took pictures of the chapstick holders using this stick, and now I'm just carrying it around with me like it's my new best friend. I'm a mess. What else can I say? Anyway, so this blanket I am so happy about it. So this blanket is now available. I have talked about it for so long now, but it is finally out to you guys. I hope you love it. I am just so grateful for how successful the pattern has already been, and so grateful. So here is what the blanket looks like in all of its finished glory. I used Cascade Yarns Merino 220 for this project in the colorway Icelandic Blue. Here is a detail, a little bit more of a close-up detail of the stitch pattern. I love the pictures that I was able to get of this project. Be sure to check out my Instagram feed if you haven't already, or the pattern pictures themselves, because I'm just obsessed with the whole photo shoot. It was so much fun. I'll be posting some more pictures here in just a little bit on Instagram about this blanket, because there's so many that I haven't showed yet, and I love them all. So anyway, I just love this blanket so much. I think this might be a collection that I would like to grow a little bit, maybe do a cardigan, or I don't know, a cowl or something along those lines as well. But it's just so fun, and I'm so happy that it is finally out to you guys. I have enjoyed using it already. It goes on my bed. I'm gonna have to just show you my room here soon, but I have all of my handmade blankets on my bed right now because it just kind of works, it's against the wall, there's a place for them to go. And so it was so cozy sleeping last night and just, kind of getting all nestled in all of the blankets that are all rolled up. I don't know, loft beds are so fun. Anyway, and then the last project that I wanted to talk about is this new blanket design. So this is a knit blanket. I have already been working on it for a while. It took me a very, very, very long time to fully, just decide on a stitch pattern, because I knew exactly what I wanted it to look like, but I was just having a hard time accomplishing the look that I wanted. But I finally did it, and I'm so obsessed. I have now done a couple more repeats since the last time I showed this project, and I love it even more now. It's become more mindless, which makes it even more enjoyable for me personally. And here is what it looks like. So, So, here's what it looks like. It has like arrows, an arrow design, kind of a chevron look to it. All knit and purl, no color work, no slipping stitches, just knitting and purling is all. And I love it so much. I'm just so excited about this project. I've been having so much fun working on it. These needles are amazing. These are the rainbow wood needles from Knit Picks. I'm going to have a separate review coming out later, in a few weeks, all about these needles, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, so here is the blanket. It is obviously squished on the needles, like it is going to be about 50 by 60 inches wide, maybe a little bit longer. I haven't quite narrowed down the length yet, but that's about the size that it's going to be. I am using Knit Picks Swish. I wanted to say stroll, and that wasn't right, so it came out completely wrong. But I am using Knit Picks Swish Bulky in the colorway Squirrel Header. So here's what that looks like. And this is just 2 balls. Like, I have this much left, which is a good bit, this much left, of my second ball. And the blanket is already this big. So it's going to be amazing. I am so obsessed with this project. I cannot wait to work on it more. And yeah, it'll definitely be bigger next time I show it, because as you will see in just a few minutes with the life update, I am about to have a little bit more time to knit, and I cannot wait. I can't wait. So, that is it for design talk. I am just having so much fun with designing right now. It's been a blast. It's always a blast, but I feel like right now I have so much inspiration and just projects that I want to work on. I have a couple of amazing collabs coming up with other designers and indie dyers that I am so stoked about, and I cannot wait to share more with you guys. But I will be able to do that when I know a little bit more information myself. And yeah, so that is about it for design talk. I think that's it for knit and crochet content as a whole. Obviously this week is, next Sunday is Mother's Day, so I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I want to do for that. I have a couple of ideas of what I would like to make for my special mother. But I don't know. I don't know. I have one idea that I really want to see if I can do, but I'm going to have to hold off and do a bunch of research before I really talk about it, because I'm not entirely sure right now. But So that is it for knit and crochet content. I do have a little devotional / life update to chat about. So let's just go ahead and do that. So for devotional today, I kind of wanted to just chat a little bit and kind of combine life update with devotion today. As I mentioned yesterday, was my birthday, and it was just a really good day. It was a good, I kind of just forced myself to stop working on school, and take a little bit of a break, and it was so nice and needed. We went and picked strawberries because my birthday just kind of happens to fall in the time that is absolutely perfect to do that. We saw my grandparents, which is something that I will never ever take for granted, especially within the past year. Like, we just haven't seen them that much, even though they live close. And so I'm so happy and blessed to be able to have seen them. And I got so many birthday wishes. It was so fun. It took me a while to go through them all and to reply because I wanted to show, my gratitude. So I replied to them, and it was just so nice. It was a good day. We had my all-time favorite ice cream ever, is Breyer's raspberry chocolate chip, I think is the flavor. I love ice cream. Like, it's dangerous. But this particular flavor is like my absolute favorite ever, and I haven't had it in years. And so it was so fun to be able to have that. We tried a new restaurant near us. It was just a really good day. It was a good day. So, yeah, I'm really excited for what, this next year of a 19-year-old holds. There's so many things that I could say about 18. I mean, I'm not really quite ready to move on yet. I feel like I need another year of being 18 just to get used to it. But I can definitely attest to God's faithfulness and how He is always there through the thick and the thin, the easy and the hard. He's there and He's faithful, and He is so, so good no matter what. And He will carry you through anything. Like, I can relate to that in so many ways of my life, but college is definitely the one that He is really carrying me through right now. So I just encourage you to lean on Him, to rely on Him, and to give Him whatever strength you have, and He will multiply it because He loves you so, so much. And I am just so grateful to be able to be in the position to share that good news with you and to live by it myself daily and just get better about, following Him first and foremost. That is definitely my goal. So it was a good day, and I'm really, really grateful for that. And that is definitely the thoughts that I am carrying into this first little bit of being 19. It's crazy. Last year as a teenager is what I've been told so many times already. So I don't know. It's insane. I can't believe I'm here. But anyway, so life update. College has been a nightmare, y'all. It's been a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie. I am not a night owl. I tend to go to bed earlier and wake up earlier. Like, that's just kind of how I roll. However, I have gone to bed at 1 a.m., 12:30, 12, 1, like, yeah. It's been a lot. I've done so many hours of school this week, I don't even want to think about it. But I'm so close. I have 3 out of 5 classes completely complete. Of course, final grades aren't in or anything like that, but all of his assignments are done. Like, I've done all I can personally for these classes. I'm on my last assignment for my payroll class, which has been such a stressful assignment. Like, it is probably the hardest assignment I have ever had, period, in school. Like, that's any school ever is probably the hardest thing ever. But it's okay. I'm making it through it. I have 30% of the assignment left to do, so that is what I'm going to be spending my afternoon doing, because I am determined to get it done this weekend and to focus on the final that I have coming up on Tuesday, all day tomorrow and Tuesday morning, and then just to bask in a little bit of freedom on Wednesday and Thursday as we close out this semester. So it's been a lot, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realize how much stress I could actually manage until this week. But it's almost over. It's almost time for a break, and I'm very grateful for that, and I'm grateful to just have the little bit of an opportunity to kind of rejuvenate and reignite you know, the love of college because it's faded a little bit this past week for sure. So yeah, I'm eager to end these classes and to begin new classes in the summer semester starting in June with fresh eyes, a fresh brain, ready to learn new things and commit any way in all ways I can. So that is my goal and the thoughts that I am trying to keep in mind as I close out this semester, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot. But yeah, like I said, getting through it one problem at a time, and 91 problems is a lot, so it's taking a while. Anyway, this has been quite a lengthy episode. I think I needed the break. I wanted to just chat with you guys, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. We are approaching the 1 year mark of being on YouTube, which is just absolutely crazy. I'm going to be talking soon about a couple of changes that are going to be able to be made soon. But yeah, just stay tuned for that because I have so many awesome ideas that I can't wait to share with you guys, but I'm just waiting for a couple of other things to kind of come to pass and be finalized before I talk too much about those things. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the Veda vlogs if you haven't as well. It was a really fun way to be able to connect with you guys each and every day throughout the month of April, and I can't wait to do more day in the life vlogs as well. So I hope you all have an amazing week, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye.